So in this chapter, you are going to study how to work with functions in Python. First of all, try to understand why do we use functions. Sometimes the programs become very large. That depends on the environment. So if the program is very large, then it is very difficult to manage a large program. So what do programmers do is they divide a large program into smaller subprograms or smaller units. These units are called functions. These functions make the program handling easier. That is why it is better to use functions if the program size is very large. It avoids program ambiguity. A larger program may have too many ambiguities that are difficult to handle. So, it avoids ambiguity if a program is divided into smaller subprograms or functions. It also reduces program size because sometimes certain codes are required to be repeated. It may be the requirement of the program, and that increases the program. So, if it is defined within a function, then the function can be called or invoked any number of times. So, the same code is not required to be written again and again. So, this is how the program size is reduced. It makes the program more readable. When the program is divided into subprograms, the program becomes more readable and understandable. It is easy to understand because if there are different parts of the program, then you can individually try to understand each part. Management of such program is easier for a programmer. Now, what is a function? A function is a group of statements within a program that performs specific tasks. It means when you define any function, first of all, you have to be very clear about the task that function will perform. So, specific task should be kept in mind for which you are going to define the function. So, since the program is using functions, each function will perform one task of that whole program. And so, the functions can be executed one by one, and overall program task is performed. This is what we call divide and conquer approach. So, in real world environment also, if you have got any task that is too big, what you do? You divide that task in smaller subtasks and then you do them one by one. So this is known as divide and conquer approach, which is also followed in the programming. Now what is a function? Let us define the function. So function is a named sequence of statements. Named sequence of statements means you write the statements one by one and give it a name a specific name, then it is a function. And a function contains all those line of codes or the statements that are executed one by one from top to bottom by the Python interpreter. So before this also you have been writing statements, so you are familiar with Python statements. The only difference is now these statements will be divided into functions. So if these statements are represented as a block of statement, you know how to form block of statement by the indentation, and they are written under a name, then it is called a function. And they are used in any software development. They are the important building blocks of the software development. So what are the different types of functions in Python? First is the built-in function, the functions defined in modules, and the user-defined functions. These two you have already used and studied in class 11th. Built-in functions, as the name itself indicates, they are built within the Python software itself. So when you download software, the Python software, and you start using it, the functions that you get, they are all built-in functions. And the functions that are defined within modules, so there are predefined modules also, which you all get when you install Python. There are built-in functions, that is predefined functions, which you get when you install Python. And there are user-defined functions that you will define according to your requirement or your choice. So in this chapter, basically you will study user-defined functions, that is the functions that are defined by the user. Now what is the built-in function? Built-in function are those functions that are built into Python and can be accessed by the programmer. And these are always available, and for using them you don't have to import any module, you directly use them. So these are certain built-in functions like ABS, it returns the absolute value of the number. Bool returns the Boolean value of the specified object. CHR returns the character of the given Unicode. Like if you write CHR and within bracket, here within this bracket if you write 65, then it will return capital A, because 65 is the value of Unicode value of capital A. So CHR returns the character of the given Unicode value. Complex returns the complex number. Dict returns the dictionary. Eval evaluates and executes the expression. You have used it to input tuple, list or dictionary. Float returns the floating point number of the given value within round bracket. If you write float 5, it will return 5.0. Input is used to input any data by the user. Int returns the integer number. Like if you write int 5.25, it will return 5. Len returns the length of the object. You can use len to find the length of the string or tuple or list. List returns the list. Suppose within list you pass a tuple, that tuple will be converted to list. You have been using it. Max returns the largest item of the given iterable, and min returns the smallest item of the given iterable. ORD returns the integer value or Unicode value of the given character. Like if you write ORD A, it will return 65 if A is capital A. POW returns the x to the power of y. Print prints the data, whatever you write with the round bracket, to the standard output device, which is the monitor. Range returns the sequence of number from 0 to the given number minus 1. By default incrementing the values by 1. If you write range 5, it will return numbers from 0 to 4. Rounds of the number. str returns the string object. Tuple returns the tuple of the given argument. Type returns the type of the given object. Like if you write type 5, it will return int. If you write type 5 within quotes, it will return str. If you write type 5.25, it will return float. This is the code, Python code, and see how the built-in functions have been used. You can use them directly without including any import statement. Direct, you can use the function name and the arguments that is required by the function. That is, ABS works on positive or negative integer. So within round bracket of ABS, you have to use a positive or negative integer. Print requires any value to print. Within bracket, you have to give any value. Next is module. So functions that are defined within module. Before that, we will study what is a module. So module is a file that contains Python definitions and statements. So one module can have any number of functions, and it also has the extension .py like other Python program that you have written till now. The standard library of Python is extended as module to a programmer. The definition from the module can be used within the code of the program. And to use these modules, you have to use import. Here you can also create your own modules. If you are a programmer and you know certain functions are to be used in different programs, you can store all those functions in the form of your modules, and you can use them in different programs. How to import modules? Since they are predefined modules, or even if you define your own module, how to use the module in your program? There are many ways to import a module in your program. You should know two of them: import and from. See how these are used. First, import. It is the simplest and the most common way that we use when we want to use the modules in our program. The syntax or format of using import is import the module name. If you want to include only one module, import module name. And if you want to use multiple modules, then you can use import statements separate import statement, or you can write import module name 1, comma module name 2 and so on. So comma separator can be used to separate different modules. For example, you can write import math to import the math module. You can also write import math as M. Now this particular format, the second statement, import math as M. In this, M is the alias name or the alternative name of the math module, as is the keyword that is used to create an alias name. What is an alias name and why do we create it? Alias name is alternative name, and we generally create it if the module name is too lengthy and it is difficult to type the same name again and again if we are using multiple functions of the module. So alias name are the shorter names that can be used repeatedly. So in this particular case, you can use math also, or you can use M also if you want to use the functions of math module. Dot operator is used to access the functions of the module. It is also called dot notation. For example, if you write import math as M, you can write m.sqrt 25 to use sqrt function of math module. So M is the alias name and sqrt is the function in the math module. So to use this sqrt, you can write m.sqrt and 25 is the value that is required by the sqrt function. So this value will, the square root of this value will be calculated. Square root of 25 is 5, so 5.0 will be returned. You can find square root of any number by writing number within round brackets. You can also write like this: import the module name and module name dot the function name. So if you have not used any alias name here, then you have to use module name dot function name. Then you will get 7.0 as answer. The next is from statement. From is used when you want to get or use a specific function of the module. So if you don't want to use complete module and you want only specific functions from the module, then you have to use from. And for this you should know beforehand which functions you are going to use. Then only you will use from. And it is also used when there are many functions, and to avoid the large size of the program, it is recommended that use only the required functions of the module. And if we are using from, the syntax is from the module name, import function name, and if you are using multiple functions, then first function name, comma, second function name, and so on. So you have to learn the syntax: from module name, import function name 1, comma, function name 2, and so on. You can also write from module name import asterisk So what this statement will do, it will import all the functions of the given module name. It means it will import everything from the file. Example, if you write from math import sqrt. If you write like this, then you can use only sqrt function of the math module. If you import whole math module, you can use all the functions. But if you write from the math import sqrt, you can use only sqrt. And in that case, you don't have to write math.sqrt. You can directly write sqrt and value 25. So the modules in Python, few of them that you have already studied, like math module, it provides access to all the mathematical functions, like factorial finds the factorial of the given number, math.factorial, math.floor finds the number downwards to the nearest integer. Like if you write math.floor 3.6, it will return 3. Ceil rounds a number upwards to the nearest integer. So if you write 3.6 with ceil, it will return 4. Pow returns the value of x to the power of y. Sine returns the sine value of the angle x in radians. Sqrt returns the square root of the number x. Tan x returns the tangent value of the angle x in radians. Cos x returns the cosine value of the angle x in radians. There are certain math constant also that you can use from the math module, like math.pi. If you print math.pi, you will get 3.14. Similarly, math.e will return the Euler's number, that is 2.7182. The random module implements pseudo-random number generator. So you can generate random numbers using the functions of the random module. The functions for generating integers are random, that is random.random. It generates any random number between 0 to 1, that is 0.0 to 1.0. Rand range with 1 argument or 2 argument or 3 arguments is used, and it returns, if there is only 1 argument, then numbers from 0 to stop minus 1. If there are 2 arguments, start and stop, then random numbers from start to stop minus 1. And if there are 3 arguments, start, stop and step, then random number from the list of numbers that are generated by numbers from start to stop minus 1 with the given step. Rand-in generate random number between A and B, including A and B. Next is statistics module. It is used to provide functions for calculating mathematical statistics of the numerical values. Like mean will find the mean of the given sequence. Statistics.median will return the median, that is the middle value of the given sequence. And if there are 2 middle values, that is if there are even number of numbers, then it will return the mean of the 2 values. And next is statistics.mode, and the given sequence within round bracket returns the most common data point, that is the most repeated value of the given sequence. Now, as I told you, you can create your own modules. So how to create the module? Modules are py files.py. That is how you create the Python program file. So same way, you have to create Python program files only with .py extension. Any Python file can be referenced as a module. So some modules, they are available through the Python standard library, and they are therefore installed with the Python installation. When you install Python, then you get those libraries. And some are installed later on using pip. So if like NumPy, you have to install later on. After installing Python, you install by pip installer. You install additional modules. So writing a module is just like writing any other Python program file. Modules can contain definitions of functions, classes and variables. As you have already been writing programs in Python, it is just like that. Only thing is it can be utilized in other programs. So let us create a function. So this is a program which will be saved as hello.py. And these are the statements. Hash, whatever you write with hash is a remark. It is not executable statement. Def, world, round bracket. This is how we define functions in Python. In the next video, you will learn this def keyword in detail. Here, you only understand this much, that def is the keyword that is used to define a function and world is the name. You can use any function name here. I have used world, and this is round bracket, which is used after every function. In the previous part of this video also, you have seen many function names being used. They all were followed by round brackets. So world is any user defined function, def is the keyword, and this colon, you have used this colon with for, if or else. This makes or creates a header, and after this, whatever you write, they are indented. Like here, you can see print hello world is the statement within the function. So this is a function with one statement to print hello world. Now if you run this program, you will not get anything because you have not told the program to do anything. You have already defined the function. Print hello is within the function. To execute the function, you have not told the program to execute the function or how to execute the function. So it will only run but will not show or do anything. Now how to execute this function? Let us create a second file, and I will name the second file as mainprogram.py. And I will create the second file in the same directory or the folder. So this is the program which will be saved with the name mainprogram.py, and in it I will write import hello. Now what is hello? Hello is the name of the previous Python program file that you created just now, hello.py. Now in this main program.py, you'll write the first statement as import hello. So that hello.py will become the module here. Now there you have defined a function, world, def world. That is what you wrote in the previous. In the previous slide, it was def world. So to call that word function, you'll write hello, that is the module name, dot world, that is the function name. It is same as math.sqrt. Math is module name, sqrt is function name. Here hello.py, so hello is the module name and world is the function name. So hello.world. So now if you execute this main program, then you will get the output hello world. So you can say it again. This is in Python. This code is written in Python. This whole code, and it is saved with the name hello.py. So def we will discuss in detail later on. Here you try to understand it. This world is a function name, and this is a simple print statement, and this is a variable declaration statement. Name is equal to Aman. So this is defining a function, and this part is defining a variable. And this is one more program which will be saved with the name main program.py, and here you'll write import hello. That is this file name. You don't write hello.py, write only hello. And then you remember one example, math.sqrt, module name dot function name. So here module name is hello. So hello dot, this is the function name world. See, I have defined here. These are two separate programs. It is shown on one screen, but in the actual environment, they will be two separate programs. So this is the second program where you'll write hello.world. And if you want, you can use this part also, writing hello.name, that is module.variable name. This is a simple string. You can use any string here. This is the important part, that is module.variable. In this case, module.function name, and this module.variable name. Simple code. Written in idle IDE, def, and we will save this file. Save as, and the file name, it was hello.py. So let us save with the same name, hello.py. Now next open a new file, and in this file write this is the previous one, this is the new file. Write the code to import the hello, then hello.world, and print hello name. Now save it with the name main program.py. Now you have two files, hello.py and main.py. Main program.py. So when you run main program.py, you can see the output being displayed. The hello world and the name Aman.